anybody. It's just not a simple answer right now. I think some of it's going to be on how she feels as we go along. She's the only one that knows her body. We have our medical people knowing some of the things that we've been trying to work on with her through this, and how to manage. Manage isn't the right word. How to learn to do some things differently, so you take some of the pressure off your back. And so all of that factors into, and I just think, we're going to be in a situation where it's going to be, every couple of day reevaluation. And I'm not going to, jeopardize her long-term future just to make sure she gets back in a game. And I don't think she's of that mindset, and I don't think our medical people are.
And I just related to that from conversations with your medical people. From what you understand, is there a scenario where she is the Elena of 2019? She is the Elena who was.
I see flashes of it. I do, but flashes are, can she feel healthy every day? And I think there's going to be realistically days that are just setback days, in the sense of just not feeling good. When you haven't played regular game condition basketball for, coming close to 2 years now, you're asking a lot for people to hypothesize where she'll be. That's just something that, you have to kind of take as it goes along.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just not that simple.
Sure.
Jen.
Hey, Coach. Aside from Emma, with the other three Olympians, do you have a sense of when you might get Leilani and Ariel and Tina back into the fold?
Yes, they will all be here by the latest on Thursday. They won't practice in a team practice till Friday and Saturday. I've given them those days. They've got a chance to get away from the game. I think Ariel comes in Wednesday sometime, but we're not doing a full team practice on Thursday, so I'm sure she'll come in and get a workout. They all have to go through, at least one COVID test, but there's no reason. I mean, they've been playing, they're in shape. We've been sending them film if we put in a new play or something. So they've been able to keep up that way. But get them a chance mentally and physically to kind of get a break until Friday.
And then with Ariel specifically, it being her first Olympic experience, what do you think she's taken away from this experience, and how do you hope that it will make her better?
I mean, I can't speak for her. That's probably a question you'll have to ask her in the later in the week. But, based on when I was, doing USA basketball, I think what younger players learn is it's not even day-to-day work ethic, because, she's got as good a work ethic as anybody, of just how the great players conduct themselves on a daily, routine, how they look at the game, being around somebody like Sue or Diana or people like that, and what kind of confidence they walk onto the court with every day. And confidence comes with experience and repetition, but it comes with also just having that, hey, I'm one of the best players attitudes in the league. And I think that, by being chosen as Olympian, I told her this, when she was chosen, this only proves what we've been telling her for a while. You are among the best players in the league. And I think she's acted like that this year. I mean, we've seen her, reach new heights in her career. So I think that is sinking in. But I just think it's always helpful to be around those great players and see what greatness looks like, outside of yourself every day.
And last question for me real quick. Tosh posted something on Twitter the other day about a lack of frequent COVID testing. What is the routine that you guys are under for that?
It's going to change this week. So there will be an announcement by the league this week. We have been, everybody had to test when they came back, but fully in general, NBA, WNBA, if you were fully vaccinated, once you were cleared to come back in, you weren't required to test unless you had symptoms. And we have a daily symptom monitoring app that everybody in the league uses. And if you have symptoms, those are reported, and then you get tested, and you also have contact tracing. We haven't been in that position. We luckily on our side of it, we haven't been in that. But I think given the new CDC guidelines and what's going on, I think there will be some changes. And I'm not at liberty to talk about it at the moment.
Thanks, Coach.
Tyler?
Hey, Coach, I know Elena's been with the team. She's been doing drills and she's been physically at practice. But for you, is it almost a situation of trying not to be too excited seeing her being inserted into the team and seeing her come to form and the pieces maybe starting to flow together a little bit with the injuries that you guys are trying to overcome right now?
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, well, I think not just a coach, as her teammates, they all see her do stuff. They go, oh yeah, that's why she's one of the MVPs. You get reminded quickly by the things that she can do. And that's a good sign that she can do a lot of those things. But I have learned over the last 2 years to not get ahead of myself. The experience of all of a sudden not having 4 players last summer, and the experience of, how we've gone through this season. I'm taking my approach as a coaching staff is we have to coach the people that are going to play here every day. And then as we add people back, that's just like bonus days. And so that's how we're approaching it.
And then are you sensing something maybe similar with the players of being able, because some of these players have never played with Elena. So are you maybe sensing that?
Yeah, I mean, you just see the looks on their faces, like when she makes a play, like, oh yeah, that now you remember what she was about. I reminded one of our players the other day who went for one of her pump fakes. I said, I know that when you've been on other teams that you were told to stay down on Elena Delle pump fakes. And the answer was, you just forget, and all of a sudden she does it to you.
And then last one, I know you said you guys were trying to get together to watch the gold medal game. Did that happen? And if so,
well, because of the time, we had the wrong time frame on the original thing. So we did. A lot of players, went in groups of it, but being at 10:30 at night, the players decided that night to do a barbecue before that. So they had their own barbecue. One of the night, I think it was the night of the gold medal, but earlier.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Cal? Michelle?
Oh yeah, thank you. Mike, I know you don't like to hypothesize and we're constantly asking you to do that, but if everything goes as well as it could, do you feel like this team could be the team that you've been hoping for? I know you don't want to look ahead to that, but can it be, and how big of a difference can that make in the second half of the season?
I mean, it can be one of the best teams if you have everybody healthy. I mean, whether we're better than, whether we're the first or fourth right now, I couldn't say. But clearly, every time you add talent back to your team, you take a step up. I mean, we've played a long time now without Maisha. I mean, a lot hasn't been said, but, she's an integral part of our team. I mean, she was an all-league player in the bubble last year. So, getting her back, getting Erica McCall back gives us depth in the post and an offensive rebounder and a good screener. Emma would be like frosting on the cake for us in a sense. I mean, takes a little pressure off of Elena. All of those players take pressure off of Tina. Tina's had to carry a huge load. Tosh and, Ariel Atkins have had to carry a huge load. So, when you think that our season right now has been one in which players that we signed, and it's no knock on them, but, we signed to be, role player, backup players have had to play huge minutes. It can launch our team if they stay healthy. These other players, Elena and Maisha and those guys are back. Yeah, we can be one of the best teams because we have that kind of talent. It just has to be on the court.
Thank you.
B. Terrell?
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Great, thanks.
All right. Tina's look amazing in the first half. She's averaging obviously a career high in points and the first time in double-digit rebounds since the 2013 season. So whether it be on or off the court, what stands out to you the most with how she started her tenure in a Mystics uniform?
Well, I think she set a great example by showing up to camp with this group by being in the best shape of any player that was here to start. So I think that that sends notice to your team that you're ready to go, to your teammates. Willing to take on, she didn't come here planning on being the go-to player. She planned on being one of the go-to players. And so, I think it's been frustrating for her at times, to see Elena and Maisha and Alicia Clark and all those guys sitting over there in street clothes. And, it's not what she signed up for. But she has, fought through that, has taken on huge responsibilities, and I feel bad for her some days because, it's not what she signed up for. And so, I hope for her sake that we can get more of these players back because it'll make her workload a little easier and it'll make it feel like the team she wanted to play on when she came here.
And will there perhaps possibly be anything else that you want to see her do, or to maybe take her game to another level?
Boy, if she can take it to another level beyond what she's at, I don't know what that would be. I don't think she's going to be, getting 10 assists a night right now. Maybe when Elena and Maisha and Emma are there, maybe she'll get the assist, but some of those other stats are going to come down. The reality is she will be happy to have some of her stats come down in total numbers because that means that other people are out there playing with her, picking up some of those numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Last question to Christy.
Hey there, Coach. Good to see you. With the Olympic Games now being completed and you being a part of the 08 team as a coach, what did it mean for you when you saw the entire team, but in particular, Ariel and Tina step up to receive their gold medals?
It was pretty good because I was actually taking pictures of it on the TV to have for my photo collection. It's funny. I mean, you all saw Tina cry on the medal stand. She predicted that was going to happen. I think she might have told you guys that in one of the things, if she'd be the first one. It's nice to see players who are that emotionally invested in USA basketball. And I think that, it's a huge time commitment. It's a huge physical effort commitment. And I think that, having watched them do that, that was fun for me. You get a little teary-eyed just knowing what it takes to go through that.
Mm-hmm. That was beautiful, no question. And then just the 7 consecutive golds. I mean, obviously having been part of the coaching staff, like I said, in 08, but just the sustained excellence of women's basketball USA level. What does that mean moving forward for women's basketball?
Well, I mean, I think just women's basketball in general, both the NBA and the WNBA have raised the level of the game around the world because you have internationally players aspiring to play in our leagues, to be at that level. I think that's part of it. I feel for whoever the next few coaches are because the pressure only gets greater. I remember playing Australia in the gold medal game and it was my scout. And, I knew we were better than Australia, but you have this like god awful fear that let's not be the one that loses. And so, part of it, unfortunately, is when you get to that level, it's as much a sense of relief as it is joy of accomplishment. And that, you wish it could just be the joy, but, the pressure to win is incredible. I mean, we saw all the criticism that both teams had early on in the preliminary games, the exhibition games, when they lost games, both the men and the women. And, that's an unbelievable expectation to have on you every day because the game is getting better and we have less time to practice than anybody. We come right from our season and we come right back to our season. And so it's difficult. And, there is a lot of pressure felt. You don't want to be the ones that break the streak.
Right. And last one for me, I know I heard you say that if you put in a new play in the system and you would send a text to Ariel and Tina and Leilani and Emma, maybe. But what other things did you send to them? Like, did you send words of encouragement? Like, did you see something in a game and say, hey, and against so-and-so, this is what I saw? Or did you just kind of
I don't, that's not my team to coach. I would always, text them before each game and wish them good luck. Or afterwards say it was fun to watch, that kind of stuff. I don't have to coach that team. It's not my problem. And I didn't text them with plays and stuff. That was our video people just send them stuff. We have a site where they can go in and study our stuff. So we told them anytime there was something new, that would be up on video for them to watch.
Beautiful. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
That's it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Don't wear Elena out, all of you.